Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. I'm Claudia. So today what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be doing something more on the lifestyle part of my channel, which is something that some of you know I'm trying to do more and more of is, I love beauty and fashion and all of that stuff, but I also love just talking about real life issues and also things on self-care and just balance and all those things that are really important for healthy living. So today what I'm going to do is I'm going to be talking to you about 5 self-care tips. I know there are so many different things that you could do, but I wanted to share with you what I do, like my top 5 self-care tips and just things that I do to take care of myself and to keep that balance, especially with such a busy life. I mean, most of us are busy, especially if we have children or pets and if we work and things like that. We're busy. So how do we take care of ourselves? So I'm going to go ahead and just start with number 1. The first thing that I do is that I take care of myself first. I put myself first, which is sometimes a hard concept for a lot of people. And I always tell people it's the same concept when you're on the airplane and they tell you to put your oxygen mask on first, right? You're not any good to anybody else if you don't take care of yourself first. So with that analogy, yeah, I mean, if you're going to be putting your mask on first, you're going to be able to help other people. So that's probably the biggest thing that I do is that I do put myself first and I try to come up with some just different things that I can do that helps my life, and sometimes it's exercise. I do love to exercise. You might not be able to tell, but I do love to work out and I like to lift and I like to walk and I have things that I like to do for myself. And that's one of them is taking care of myself and putting myself first, even if it means that I have to say no to somebody else. The number 2 is being present and intentional, right? So what am I doing to be present and intentional? And sometimes it's things like when I wake up in the morning, I don't grab my phone right away. I try to open my eyes. I try to stretch and sometimes I get up and wash my face. I'll go make myself a tea, things like that. So I try to keep that phone put away. And I really do try to be intentional when I want to get on the phone. I own several businesses. So my phone's always blowing up every day. And I have to tell myself and remind myself that I need to put my phone down and when I'm ready to grab it, I'm going to grab it because I know that once I do, I'm going to be really busy. I'm going to be running with that phone. So I just wanted to mention that, if you're somebody who struggles at night, if you wake up a couple times at night, the worst thing obviously you can do is get up and get on your phone. I've noticed that when I wake up at night for whatever reason, maybe I'm restless. If I go right to my phone, I start scrolling on Facebook, I start looking on TikTok or Instagram or whatever, I'm wide awake again because now you've got the light at your face and it wakes you up. So when I have those moments, I really just try to work on just being present and I try to just think about my day and just walk through my entire day, what I did the previous day, and somehow I just fall asleep. So so be intentional and try to keep that phone put away. And especially if you're having dinner or if you're out with friends or with your kids, keep the phone put away. I think some of us have that rule at home where, you're not allowed to be on your phone while you're having dinner. I mean, I really do try to stick to that. And if I see my husband on the phone, I do give him the dirty eye. I'm like, what are you doing? And he does the same to me too. So I think being, just mindful of that, I think could really help. Number 3, I kind of alluded to it earlier, is saying no. No is a complete sentence and sometimes we have to say no. So I think I have become an expert at saying no and not feeling bad. For a long time, I felt really bad if I said no, but now I'm really comfortable with the word no. Sometimes I have to analyze a situation. If I'm going to do something, is that going to cause a lot more stress on my plate? Am I going to do something that I really don't want to do? And I think I've gotten really good about, sometimes my husband teases me that I think I'm really good at that, where I'm really honest and sometimes a little too honest. If I don't want to do something or if it's not something that I like, I say it. I'm not, sugarcoating it and I'm not doing things that will make me mad later or create resentments because I'm doing something I didn't want to do. So that was number 3, is saying no. Number 4 is doing something that could release that serotonin and that oxytocin from your body, all the natural hormones that make you feel good. When you look at, when mom and baby, when the baby's born, what do the people normally do, right? They usually put the baby on the mom, they connect, and then there's that good feel hormone that is released. So it's the same concept. If you're playing with your kids or if you're playing with a pet, if you have a pet, that really helps to release those natural hormones that are going to make you feel good. So here's a picture of my Dexter, and he's, you know, I hug him and I play with him. I go on walks with him, and gosh, he makes me feel so good. Of course, I have the kids too. You know, they also make me really happy as well. But playing with your kids and playing with your pet is a really good way to just, you know, take care of yourself and release those natural hormones that, you know, that makes us feel good. So that's tip number 4. And tip number 5, I would say, is take time off when you can. If you work and you get designated PTO, you know, personal time off, or if you can leave early one day, or if you can go hang out with a friend, you know, and have a longer weekend, do those things. Take the time off that you can. I know a lot of us have a really hard time taking off of work, especially if you're in a role where people rely on you. And when you leave, nobody else can do your job. Then all that means is when you get back to work, you're going to have a lot more to do. So it is really hard to disconnect and not worry about those things when you know that there are going to be more things waiting for you later. And I think a lot of us can relate to that. But it doesn't necessarily have to be with work. You know, if you're a stay-at-home mom or dad, or if you, depending on your situation, when the kids are at school, or if the kids aren't around, or if they're old enough to stay home by themselves, go take a walk by yourself, go hang out with friends, go to, you know, get a gym membership and do something that makes you happy, whatever that is. So, you know, I always tell people, a lot of us feel guilt when we have children or families and we don't want to leave them and sacrifice. We don't want to, you know, we want to sacrifice for them. But at the end of the day, you have to be happy, healthy, and whole. And if you're not taking care of yourself and, you know, taking that time off for just you, you know, a lot of us have those stressors, and those stressors can lead to bigger things. So I always emphasize those things. So, you know, I want to recap really quick. The 5 top things is: 1, put yourself first. 2, be present and intentional. 3, say no. 4, play with your kids or your pets. You know, get those natural hormones, the happy hormones, and then also take some time off, right? That's number 5. So I hope that, I know this is a really quick video, but I hope that some of these tips were helpful. And if there was something that I said that you can relate to, I'd love to hear from you and hear your thoughts. So please like, subscribe, leave me a comment. If there is anything that you do on a regular basis that helps you stay balanced and helps you take care of yourself, I would love to hear from you guys. So please leave me a comment. And as usual, I will see you next time.